That's a little bit better than a shh. You get from an old teacher. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to the service of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Grand Traverse. Building trust from within. That's the scary part sometimes, the within part. My name is Mary Ann Rivers, and Renee Russell and I have put together this service for you. And we are both members of the Sunday Service Committee. Welcome to those of you who are joining us by streaming, and those of you who are in our sanctuary. If you're visiting or are new to our congregation, we have a microphone that Chris would bring to you if you're comfortable standing up and introducing yourself. Anybody? Okay, here's a gentleman over here. And the reason for the microphone is not only for us, but for the streaming people.
Oh, of course. No trip here. Hi, I'm Taylor Keefe. I just wanted to come check this out.
Okay, welcome. I think there was one over here. Chris?
Yeah, I saw him. I was just
Okay.
checking to make sure there was not anybody.
Okay,
I'm
good.
saving my steps.
Good on you.
Morning. I'm Josh. My partner Sheridan, Arthur, and Maria have been here a few times, and howdy.
I was grateful to be able to tell Josh how impressed I was with his children's behavior last week. They were very good.
Good morning.
Anybody else? Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Carla Bloom, and I have attended a few events here at UU over the past 5 or 6 months. And I have appreciated connections I've made, conversations I've had, and I especially appreciate the ongoing work that this congregation does in our community. So I'm just here to learn more this morning. Thank you.
That's it? Anybody else? One more? Okay. Hey, hey, hey. I know that person.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Matthew. This is Heather and our daughter Juniper. We're members of UU Lansing, and we're visiting her great-grandfather who lives on Spider Lake, and we've always wanted to check this one out. So, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Don't want to miss anybody. We also invite you to join us after the service in the social hall for refreshments and conversation. There are yellow mugs, and if you would use that for your beverage, that will identify you as a visitor, and you'd have more chance of somebody coming up and saying hi and welcoming you. Sharing our joys and concerns with our beloved community helps us keep connected in caring and celebration. For those of you in the sanctuary, the book for recording your joys and concerns are over to your left at the front, and you can enter your message there when you first arrive or during the centering music. Your joys and concerns will be shared later in the service. As we start our service this morning, I invite you to set aside the distractions of your daily life. Please turn your electronic devices off, that we might each bring our full attention to this time together. Barbara Young is with us this morning, and she is going to play a piece called Consolation Number 3.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Renee Russell. I am also a member of the Sunday Services Committee. The first principle of Unitarian Universalism is acknowledging the inherent worth and dignity of every person. In this time of social justice upheaval, it is understandable that we are focused on caring for the greater good. Yet it is imperative that we realize that in order to be of use to others, and to face the trials put before us, we must first acknowledge and believe in our own inherent worth and dignity. This morning, we will delve into what that looks like and how we can learn to regularly connect with our own truth, providing a firm foundation from which to stand and connect to others. For those at home, I invite you to find a piece of paper and a pen for a short journaling exercise. I will take us through various exercises that will lead us down a centering path to self later in the service.
Let us reach the place of self, the place that is not alien to truth. Let us wash over with peace and serenity, with fierce longing for light and heart, with loving strength flowing in our veins, bringing ourselves into fearlessness and into trust. Let the sound of the bowl draw you into a place of quiet energy, a readiness to be open and curious, a place where your senses are alive, yet still.
Would you please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn this morning, number 15 in your gray hymnal, The Lone Wild Bird.
Morning. If all of our young folks and young at heart folks want to come forward. come on up and join us on the carpet? Mac. Hi. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Good? Good. I have a question for you. Do you like superheroes? Yeah. Who is your favorite superhero? Does anybody have a favorite superhero? No? Who's your favorite? Spider-Man. Spider-Man. What do you like about Spider-Man?
I don't know. I just like how he shoots webs from his hands and just climb walls.
Yeah, how he shoots webs and climbs walls. That's pretty cool. I feel like he has to be really brave to do that because I would be terrified, personally.
He did with the car many times.
Yeah, and he's gotten hit by a car and he like jumps off of buildings, and I feel like Spider-Man is very brave.
Maybe the being sticky and all that would make me a little less afraid of heights because I could just stick to the
That's true. I guess if you're sticky, then you have to trust those webs. You have to trust that they're sticky.
not afraid of heights.
And you have to be not afraid of heights. Exactly. I'm kind of afraid of heights.
Look down and maybe
I am a little bit afraid of heights, so I don't know that Spider-Man would be my choice for if I was going to be a superhero. I don't think that would be me.
I would just take the web shooters with me everywhere so I would know, hey, you don't have to be afraid. You can just
There you go. Take the web shooters, trust in the web shooters. Anybody else have a favorite superhero? Or a superhero that they like? Or a superhero that they know? Let's see, there's Batman, there's Superman, there's Iron Man, Wonder Woman. Yeah, they're all man, right? No, Wonder Woman. Huh?
Black Widow.
Black Widow, there you go. The Flash. He's super fast. Captain Marvel, thank you. I love Captain Marvel. Captain America. There's so many good superheroes. The Hulk. So what is the big deal with superheroes? Why do we think that they're so cool? Thor, there's another one. What's so cool about superheroes?
It's in the name, super.
That they're super, right? They're pretty super. It's in the name, obviously. They're super. No, but in superheroes, right? They're super. And you said something too.
The Green Lantern.
Oh, Green Lantern is another superhero. What do superheroes do? They save the world. They fight for what's right. They fight for justice.
Sometimes they fight against each other.
Sometimes they fight against each other. That happens. Ask the adults. That happens. You know, sometimes when you're fighting for justice, people's ideas of justice are different. And things can get confusing. It's true.
In some cases, save the multiverse.
And they have to save the multiverse? Yeah. There's not even just our universe. Sometimes they have to save multiple universes. Whoa. So how do they do that? How do superheroes do all that? They fight for justice. They fight for what's right. They have superpowers. Do any of you have superpowers? No. I don't know. I wish I had superpowers sometimes. Fast running, that's a great superpower. So if you had a superpower, what would it be?
Probably Spider-Man.
Spider-Man powers, like the web shooters. Who else? Who else would have a superpower? What would it be? What?
I don't know.
You don't know. What about, would anybody want to fly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would anybody want to be super strong?
Teleport.
Ooh, teleportation. That's always the one that I say, because like my family and my friends live so far away, I just want to be able to like zip over and visit them without having to get on an airplane. Also, I'm always late, so I feel like if I had teleportation, I wouldn't be late. Shape-shifting, that's a good one. Telepathy might give you a headache. I mean, if theoretically one would hope if like you have a superpower that it wouldn't cause you pain, but who knows? All right, so we have all these superpowers, or we wish we had all these superpowers. What are some other things that we admire about superheroes besides their powers? We already said that Spider-Man is probably pretty brave. They're wise, yeah. They're wise to know what's right and what's wrong. They're brave. They're strong. They're powerful. What else? They fight for what's right, so they believe in justice. So I want us to think about superheroes, and we're going to stand up for a second, and we're going to practice being superheroes. Spread out a little bit. Make some space for yourself. Grown-ups, you can do this too if you want to. You can do it seated if you want to, or you can stand up. All right, make yourself some space. All right, so I want you to show me your best superhero strength pose. Wow, these are some strong superheroes. All right, show me your best superhero flying pose. So show me your best superhero, like, you know what, every superhero does this. If they fly or if they're like Spider-Man, when they land, they do that like pose. Show me your best like landing pose. Okay, so now I want you to pick a pose that shows me that you are confident, that you're strong and you're confident in your body. So pick whatever pose that is. Whatever pose that looks like to you. Oh, yeah, like this. Strong. It can be the Spider-Man drop pose. Whatever pose you want it to be. Strong like this. There you go, your perch. You can be like this. I feel like this is like the Superman pose. All right, so pick your confidence pose. And now we're gonna do some affirmations. All right, so we're gonna start kind of quiet. And you're gonna say, I know I can. Now you're gonna get a little bit louder and say, I know I can. And now you're gonna be really loud and say, I know I can. All right, now you're gonna say, I know I'm strong. I know I'm strong. I know I'm strong. All right, nice and quiet. I know I'm powerful. I know I'm powerful. I know I'm powerful. All right, this one's really important. I trust myself. A little bit louder. Say it like you believe it. I trust myself. Now shout it from the rooftops. I trust myself. One more time. I trust myself. Amazing. All right, let's sit back down. Oh, that was very brave. Why is it important to trust yourself? Yeah, you have to be confident. You have to know. Ellie's got her perch on. You have to know, you have to believe all those things about yourself, right? You have to know that you're strong. You have to know that you're brave, you're confident, you can do it. Do you think those superheroes go out there being like, I don't know, maybe I can do it, maybe I can't? No, they go out there and they say, I can do it. Sometimes they have a little bit of self-doubt, and then they have to repeat those mantras, right? Spider-Man's is always my favorite. With great power comes great responsibility. That's a good one. But all these superheroes, they have different mantras. And so we just have to repeat those things until we believe them. So we have to trust ourselves, and we have to trust in our powers, and then we can do great things. I love your rain boots. They have rainbows on them. Those are spectacular. Thanos is your favorite villain? All right, well, you know. Oh, man. I mean, the villains are fun to watch, right? All right, let's sing our song, my friends.
We are children of the stars, we are children of the earth, we are spinners and weavers in this web of life, and the joy that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being. We are children of tomorrow, we are children of our dreams, we are planners and builders in this web of life, and the future that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being.
All right, superheroes, let's go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Miriam, and I'm a member here at the UUCGT, and I was asked to share what this community means to me. A quote from author Thea Obrecht comes to mind. She wrote, "Is your heart a sponge or a fist?" As babies, we all start out with wide open, trusting hearts, soaking in the attitudes and values of the people around us. For better or for worse, we are shaped by all that we take in. And I have been lucky to soak in many amazing values from the people in my life that I have admired. As time goes on, maybe some people are lucky to keep that wide open feeling in their hearts throughout their whole lives. But unfortunately, others of us have experienced abuse, traumas, and painful betrayals that have caused us to squeeze our hearts shut, even just for some time, because of the fear of being hurt again. When I was 28 years old, I had 3 beautiful children, ages 3 and under, and I also had 28 years worth of unprocessed trauma and grief. I found myself going through a divorce, plunging headfirst into my own personal dark ages of survival mode, loss of friends, loss of dreams, loss of family members, and deep depression. All while being the very best mom I could be and having to keep a big smile on my face and be Miriam Pico for a living. At the same time, I realized I had too many deal-breaker issues with the Catholic Church I'd been raised in. I made the choice to hit the reset button on spirituality, and I took a giant leap of faith away from religion. I needed to shut out the noise and learn how to listen to and trust my own heart for the first time in my life. Would anything supernatural come and find me if I walked away? Could I learn if I really actually believed in anything without somebody telling me that I should? These were the questions I took with me on my journey into the unknown. So if this were a movie, now's the time when you'd see a montage of me going to therapy every week and crying my eyes out on many hikes in many woods and writing songs and clawing my way out of poverty and reading voraciously to learn about the world and practicing daily yoga and meditation. Fast forward 11 years, I was now happily remarried, and I met Reverend Alex as my husband and I were performing music for a wedding that he was officiating. Alex's presence landed on my heart like a warm blanket. Because of his sermon and his gentle, genuine nature, I began to spy on you all through YouTube. Sunday after Sunday, in the safety of my pajamas, I kept waiting to hear you guys say something that would rub me the wrong way. Instead, every quote, every song, every sermon, and every community initiative was in line with all that I had already been discovering were my deepest values. So I finally faced my fear of anything resembling a church, and I came to service here in person, where I proceeded to cry like a baby back there in the back corner. And I felt my fist in my heart opening up. And for many, many reasons, the pieces all fell into place in my spirit, and it just became obvious to me that I was supposed to be here right now. This is a huge deal for somebody who's never really felt like they belong anywhere. I became a member here 1 year ago, and since then, I've been welcomed with literally open arms to this congregation and to the vocal ensemble that I love so much, where I serve as often as I can. Instead of facing challenging times in isolation with a heart that is closed up in a fearful fist against all things spiritual, I now feel a warm and relaxed, spongy openness in my heart, and I feel safe bringing that open heart here to the UU, where your mission and values are so aligned with mine. All the laughter and tears, solidarity and wisdom from the many kindred spirits that I've met here help me to continue my own healing process, and being part of a beloved community that shows up for justice, grounded in love, helps me to fill my cup so that throughout the week I can pour that love into everybody that I meet and sing with. I'm grateful for the highs, lows, rock bottoms, and serendipities of my life that eventually brought me through these doors. Whatever is coming our way, whew, I feel grateful because we're in this together, and we're standing on the side of love, and I'm happy to be with you. I was asked to share my vision for the future of UUCGT, and the Maya Angelou poem entitled Continue entered my mind. It's a long, beautiful, awesome poem. I recommend that you all read it, but I'm going to just read the opening line as a blessing from my open heart to yours. My wish for you is that you continue to be who and how you are. Continue to astonish a mean world with your acts of kindness. Thank you, and I love you guys.
Thank you, Miriam. That was beautiful. Well, now is the time for our offertory. May our offering sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and hope and know that our contributions will be used mindfully. Baskets are being passed. They have two sides. The red side is for community outreach, which are many and varied. The blue side is for sustenance of the congregation. Other ways to give are shown on the slide. You can mail a check to the congregation. You can give on the UUCGT website. You can give through the Venco mobile app, which can be downloaded on your phone or iPad. And you can also make arrangements for your bank to give a regular transfer to the UUCGT account. Recipients of our community support include wonderful organizations such as local food pantries, Safe Harbor, and the Women's Resource Center. And now Barbara Young will play melody composed by Fanny Mendelssohn Hensel.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kelly McIntosh. I'm a member of the Congregational Care Team. It is our practice as a religious community to set aside time in our service to name and honor the joys and concerns that mark our lives, the milestones, and the moments of our lived experience. I will be sharing the joys and concerns that have been offered up for us to hold on our hearts today. If you have a joy or concern that is a bit too heavy to share, I invite you to reach out to Reverend Alex or to the Congregational Care Team. And I know there are many of us here today because we're the ones setting up coffee and treats. So will you guys just raise your hands? Okay, so seek them out if you'd like to chat about something that you need some help with. If your joy or concern is still raw and tender, we will invite you to hold it on your heart as you are held in the loving part of this community, for none of us is meant to travel life's journey alone. And now here is what our community has shared. A concern today marks 1 year since our dear grandson Tanner left us after fighting cancer so bravely with such good humor. Our sadness is nothing compared to Craig and Melody's profound grief, but your love and concern have comforted us and started to heal our hearts. Thank you. It's from Dave and Mary Newhouse. A joy, one of the founding members of our congregation, Judy Gamble Davis, turned 96 a couple of weeks ago. She lives in Arizona, and I'd like to send her a belated birthday card from our congregation, if that's okay with the rest of you. Yes. Can we have a raise of hands? And Ann Sweeney is the one who's going to do that. And then a joy for the wonderful turnout for the Women's March yesterday. It was truly inspiring to see so many good troublemakers, probably over 1,000, filling up Front Street. There are plenty of us. Louis Pardo. And then a joy, a day. Today is my 21st birthday. Obviously not from me. I am joyful to be able to spend time in a place today that was important to my grandma. Although she is not with us, I get to feel a special connection today. That's from Talon Chin. And now let us hold a moment of silence for the concerns and joys that remain in the silence on our hearts.
Would you join us in singing our song of response, Spirit of Life, hymn number 123, found in the Gray Hymnal?
The reading for today is from Mycelium Mushrooms by Adaku, Utah. Mycelium mushrooms have been one of my greatest teachers of trust. The word mycelium means more than one. The mycelium organism is a dynamic root system of mushrooms that utilizes trust as a mechanism to build and sustain a vast reciprocal underground network that connects the roots of trees and plants and skillfully shares nutrients and resources to support the health of the entire ecosystem with which it moves. This mycelial network cannot exist without trust. The mycelium communication network recognizes and believes in the collective ability to channel and receive nutrients where needed, to protect against parasites, and expand roots into necessary sites of growth. The network process also fosters intergenerational relationships that welcome the myriad of ancient wisdom and connections that reside in older trees to benefit the younger trees. These mushrooms affirm a commitment to building relationships of trust that encourage all life to bloom. It takes courage to bring our trust forward and invite another person to meet us there. This sometimes sure, often shaky surrender is an opportunity to discover something deeper than the confines of our individual experience. A catalyst to grow beyond ourselves, to find the places where love can exist, even when we are unsure of the destination. To embrace a kind of faith brave enough to yield a wider focus, often unseen with a singular lens.
As many of you know, but many of you may not know, I am a former music director here at UUCGT, and I love this congregation dearly. I was hired 6 months before the pandemic struck, and I was part of the ragtag group of staff and volunteers who took all of us into the wilds of virtual services. It was an adventure to be sure. Talk about exercises in trust building. It was a mess, but we did it. We all had to learn how to adapt quickly and in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. And like the wise mycelium mushrooms, we had to learn to give and take the resources that we each possessed. We could not have made it happen alone. Incredibly, we also created a virtual vocal ensemble, one where each member had to record themselves singing at home to a track, and then I would put all those tracks together to create the ensemble. We took what is an essential group experience, one that is built on the layering and blending of voices, and made it a solo experience. For all intents and purposes, not a choir at all, and yet there was trust that it could and would be. To understand what level of self-trust I asked of the vocal ensemble members, I want you all to try something with me for a moment. So we're all gonna sing one line of Climb Every Mountain together. Just the first line. So we're gonna sing, climb every mountain. Awesome. Put your fingers in your ears, block out your neighbors, and we're gonna do the same thing. Here we go. Climb every mountain. Very good. A very different experience, yes? When it's just your voice in your head that you have to listen to. Learning to trust and have faith in your own voice is so different when you're not collaborating with others in a common goal. When you can lean on others for notes that you miss or the places where you're unsure, well, that is the magic of collaboration. Yet it is when we are able to fully embrace our own worth and the dignity and sound of our own voice that we can be of greatest benefit to others, and we can truly believe in their worth and dignity as well. As someone who's been studying voice and performing for most of my adult life, I would have said I had a healthy sense of self-trust and self-worth. To be able to stand in front of an audience and allow yourself to be judged is quite a thing. I also have a master's in social work, so surely I have the knowledge to understand and implement the thought processes needed to balance my inner world. I thought all of this was true until the chronic illness, also known as long COVID, that I had been fighting since I contracted COVID in April of 2020, finally overwhelmed my system and caused me to resign from my position 2 years ago. The depression and unmooring of my sense of self was all-consuming. Who was I, and what worth did I possess without my job, my friends, without providing myself or my family, or even for my community with the gifts that I've been given? What's worse, my body would not allow me to do the things I realized I used to help ease these feelings. I couldn't exercise, I couldn't perform, I couldn't even read for very long at all. I couldn't spend time with friends or even go for walks. Cloistered and exhausted, often starving for breath, it was me and me alone for endless hours. And when I tried to talk about my illness with specialist after specialist, I just could not find my own voice. Their surety that they knew my body better than I did was both demoralizing and traumatizing. And I realized that one of the most essential things that every human needs is a deep and abiding sense of self. So I began to slowly and steadily search for new practices, easy practices, to help me regain my own foundation. So the illness that I have, the big branch term they put it under, is called dysautonomia. It's a broad term which means that my autonomic nervous system, all the involuntary bodily activities, are not working properly. So all the things that should just go and be able to do without me thinking about it, like, breathing, heart rate, blood pressure anyways, my blood pressure being as it should be, digestion, body temperature, proper response to stimuli, it's just not able to do that at this time. And I have therefore had to find practices that address the root causes of body dysregulation. When our body feels safe, it allows our mind to be quiet, and then our spirit or our innermost self is able to speak our truth to ourselves that we may be heard. So, I would like to share a series of exercises that I use on a regular basis to help me regulate my nervous system, quiet my mind, and then allow me to be able to express what is true to myself. So I'm going to ask that you trust me and allow yourselves to lean into these short yet impactful exercises. I've made brief versions of what I do at home. And if they provide you some meaning, I'm happy to provide feedback of what I do and sort of a longer variation. So we're going to begin with calming our body. So let's all put our both feet solidly on the floor. And we're going to bring our shoulders up to our ears and hold them, and drop. Oh yeah, that feels good. Let's do it again. Shoulders up to our ears. Squeeze and drop. Very good. One more time. Shoulders up to your ears and drop. Good. Give them a little wiggle. Okay, now this next thing we want to do, we need to be very mindful of our neighbors and how we do this. We're going to take our arms and we're going to put them behind our head, so no knocking your neighbor out as you do this. Okay, so nice and wide. Okay, so looking straight ahead, we're going to have just our eyes look to the right for about 30 seconds. And if you yawn, as I did immediately, this is showing that your body needs to be calmed down and regulated, and I'll explain how and why that works. And usually you can do this for about 30 seconds. Oh, good. Now, without moving your head, just look forward again. And now we're going to look to the left for another 30 seconds. And this is what is called a vagus nerve stimulation exercise. Good. Just a little bit longer. And if you need to yawn, that's wonderful. Good. Bringing your focus back forward and just roll those shoulders out. Good. So your vagus nerve, or what that just did, it stimulates and increases the blood flow to your brainstem, because the vagus nerve, which is also known as vagal nerves, are the main nerves of your parasympathetic nervous system. This system controls specific body functions such as your digestion, your heart rate, and your immune system. When you stimulate the vagus nerve, you set off a cascade of effects that turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, naturally regulating stresses that impact the body. Breathing exercises and humming also stimulate the vagus nerves. We're going to do one of my favorite breathing exercises. So this is called the 4-6-8. Has anybody heard of that before? Okay, I use this constantly. So one of my biggest issues, and you're going to see me do this in a minute, is keeping my blood flowing correctly through my body. So after about 5 minutes, I start to feel like I want to faint. And I have to wear compression stockings and all sorts of fun stuff like that. But this breathing exercise actually does help regulate my system a little bit so I can stave that off. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to hold it for a count of 6. And then we're going to breathe out for a count of 8. And when you breathe out, get that air all the way out. And I'll count relatively quickly since this might be new to some people. Okay, so let's sit, so we're nice and open, feet on the ground. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 4. So here we go. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And out for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very nice. Just returning to a regular breath. Good. So now what I'm going to do is invite everyone to gently close your eyes. Rest your hands on your lap. And I'm going to take you through a short guided relaxation exercise. It's inspired by Yoga Nidra, which I do daily. And I usually do it for about 20 minutes, but this is going to be an abbreviated version. Yoga Nidra promotes deep relaxation, but without movement. All right. So you're going to hear a little bit of music. I'm just going to grab my stool real quick. Okay, so feel the ground beneath your feet. Your chair is firm against your back. Each foot resting securely on the floor. You feel a warm ray of light gently warm the top of your head and drift gently down your face, releasing the muscles in your eyebrows, your cheeks, the back of your neck. Your tongue releases and your jaw relaxes. The gentle warmth continues down through your shoulders. Gentle swirls releasing any tension between your shoulder blades. Arms and elbows letting go and resting easily on your lap or by your side. Your chest is open and your breath flows with ease. The gentle warmth moves towards your belly, releasing your abdomen, your breath flowing in and out with ease. Ribs flexible and your hips open. The gentle ray continues down through your seat. The muscles in your quadriceps and your hamstrings gently softening, becoming malleable. Your body is moving with the rhythm of your breath, in harmony with your breath as you breathe. The warm ray continues down through your knees, into your shins, heels releasing towards the floor, the soles of your feet, soft and fleshy in your shoes, each toe at ease and repose. The gentle warmth now encircles you, a soft, glowing, warm light emanating from your core. Your body is at ease and alive. Your heart gently beats a reassuring message, always available to you. You are safe, you are secure, you are whole. You are safe, you are secure, you are whole. You are safe, you are secure, you are whole. As you hear the sound of the singing bowl from this deep personal place of safety, you will gently wake and pick up your pen and paper, and you'll write the following prompt. What I really want to say is, and we'll write nonstop for 1 minute, just let the words pour out without judgment. What I really want to say is, just write, keep writing, no judgment. As I ring the singing bowl, wrap up your last thought. So I usually do this intuitive writing for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm always surprised by the truth I want to share with myself. Usually our first instincts are our truth. It is so hard to trust it, but it is our truth. I have also found that drawing or other visual arts are a wonderful way to express things to myself that I am always shocked by. And just a quick reminder that our own Chelsea Bentley offers creative chaos classes that do something just like this, helping you to guide yourself to a creative space. So we're going to end with one final exercise, allowing our inner worth and dignity to now blend with those of our neighbors. So let's embrace our voice in one Om. Breathing deep and allowing your voice to resonate with your neighbors, creating a beautiful, vibrating mycelial network all of our own. So here we go. Thank you so much for trusting me on that journey. And now will you please join me in singing our closing hymn, number 368, Now Let Us Sing.
Please rise in body or in spirit as we're able to after such a relaxing, beautiful moment.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the
Sing,
faith
sing, now let
within.
us sing.
Sing to the
Sing,
power of the
sing,
faith
sing now.
within.
Step forward.
Lift up your voice.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Let us sing.
Sing to the power of the
Sing,
hope
sing,
within.
now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the
Sing,
hope
sing,
within.
lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us sing to the power of the faith within.
Of the love within.
Sing, now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the
Sing,
love
sing,
within.
lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us sing to the power of the love within. Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the
Sing,
joy
sing,
within.
now let us sing.
Sing to the
Sing,
power of the
sing,
joy
sing,
within.
lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us sing to the power of the love within. Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the
Sing,
joy
sing,
within.
now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the
Sing,
joy within.
lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us sing to the power of the joy within. Now let us
Within. Sing to the power of the trust within.
Now let us sing.
Lift up your voice.
Not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us sing to the power of the trust within. Lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us sing to the power of the trust within.
Let's see. Closing, releasing the pen. Let us reach the place of self, the place that is not alien to truth. Let us wash over with peace and serenity, with fierce longing for light and heart, with living strength flowing in our veins, bringing ourselves into fearlessness and into trust.
So we were thinking that maybe we should sing a little happy birthday to somebody who's turning 21. Taylin, yay! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Taylin. Happy birthday to you. Yay. Acknowledging the inherent worth and dignity of every person begins within. May you know your worth. May you know your dignity. Please join me in ending the service with an affirmation I begin every day with as soon as I open my eyes. So let's all put our hands on our hearts. And we're going to say, I am who I am, and that is enough 3 times. Here we go. I am who I am, and that is enough. I am who I am, and that is enough. Eyes closed. I am who I am, and that is enough. Thank you so much.